of the playing group tonight?
Yeah, I thought we started okay. I thought there was playing to a pretty reasonable method there for a while, but we're a bit lacklustre after half time. But it's hard to sort of assess whether players' focus moves on to 2 weeks' time when our place can't move, and you're trying to really work on system rather than that absolute desperation and hunger to get over the line. So hard to assess on that one, but we've got some work to do on. We're winning enough of the ball. We're doing a few things reasonably well, but we've got some work to do on our scoring efficiency. That's for sure.
Is that one of the things that's fallen away the most in the back half of the season?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we've probably been a team over the last few years that's never had too many issues scoring, and we're not scoring well enough at the moment. So we've tried a few different things. We've changed a few different things. There's been changes of personnel, some forced, some not. But we've got a really good chance now with a couple of weeks to do some solid work on that.
Do you feel like it's about conversion, or is it about how the ball's being delivered inside the...
It's probably both. Yeah, in some games this year, we've kicked ourselves out of the game through conversion, but we're still not generating the shots that we'd like from the amount of ball we're winning.
How do you feel personally after the week it's been? Do you think you targeted unfairly this week?
No, in terms of how I'm feeling good. Like, I'm feeling focused on what we've got to do over the next couple of weeks, and whether I'm treated fairly, unfairly is not for me to judge. And I've got a job to do, and sometimes it's a tough job. It's a job that you're going to have people agree and some disagree, and that's leadership. Leadership is making decisions sometimes that are not popular, making the hard decision instead of the easy decision. All those things go into the mix. But one thing I love about our football club is that the passion's unrivalled, and that passion can bubble over at times. But I tell you what, I'd rather have the passion. I'd rather have the love for the club. And a lot of people over the journey at North Melbourne have done things because they genuinely love the club. Are they the right things? Not always, but the one constant is that there's massive passion for our footy club, and I love that about North.
What do you think of Boomer's game tonight?
He was good again. He played. He played as he always does. He played his heart out, and he's so clean with the footy, and he is one person who still delivers the ball inside 50 as well as anyone in the game. So. No, he played as we would have expected him to.
As an example, maybe if you were just being over that week to the side and be professional.
I've never seen a more professional player in my life than Boomer, and that's a pretty big rap because I've seen some pretty good ones. So I mean he prepares and is as professional as anyone in the game, and so. He just went about his business as he always does.
The other three guys who were told they wouldn't be offered new contracts, how did they handle the build-up and then the occasion tonight?
All four, Boomer included, have been absolutely exceptional. Exceptional in the way, in my dealings with them, in their dealings with their teammates, in their professionalism and will to have the team focus on what's important, which hopefully is the next 4 games from this point on, and they've driven that. They've been, they've had team first attitude as they always have, and my major concern for those 4 boys is 2 things: their legacies at our football club, and hopefully the next month of footy starting in 2 weeks' time.
As you prepare for that month of footy, do you see much of a gap between yourselves and the rest of the 8?
Yeah, I think the latter is a pretty good reflection at the moment of the gap. But the qualification period's over. So it really is inconsequential what the ladder says right now. All it means is who you play and where you play. But with the system we've got in place now, every team's got an opportunity to reset and recover physically and mentally and work on the things they need to work on. And then it's who's going to be able to, for some teams, win 4 games and others win 3. But it's a new season and it starts in 2 weeks, and that's where our focus is.
You've done it from the bottom half of the 8 last 2 years. Does that provide any sort of reference point for you?
Yeah, well, it just shows that we're capable. I mean, we've fallen at the penultimate hurdle, but we've got to get back to our best. And tonight there were some okay things tonight, but we were far from our best. So we've just got to try and rediscover what makes us a really good side and go to work on that in the next 2 weeks. And but what the last 2 years does tell us that if we can do that, then we can be competitive with everyone.
Sam Gibson had a good performance over the 29 touches and 10 marks. Thoughts on his performance?
Yeah, he's worked really hard on some good players and worked hard in the contest, but that's a given for Gibbo. He's been a really consistent player for us.
How closely do you follow the potential scenarios tomorrow? I mean, do you need to take the attitude that they're all the same, or a lot of people would look and say one assignment's going to be tougher than another one?
Oh, I don't hope, if that's what you mean, but I'll be going to work on it straight away. So I think the options are pretty simple. The Hawthorn-Collingwood game is pretty important for us in terms of who we will play, and so as of tomorrow afternoon, we'll be going to work on that.
How's Jamie?
Oh, he's fine. He's we made a decision to ice him straight away. He just got a knock to the hip. Just a direct contact. I wouldn't even call it injury, but it's something that the guys talked about getting him back out there, and we just said, no, don't worry about that. Let's just take a no-risk approach.
How do you handle the break, Brett? And it's going to be some time off to freshen up for the guys.
Yeah, there will. Most of it will be active recovery, so we want to keep the group together as much as possible, and we'll do a few things at a lower intensity, but there won't be an extended period of time off. We're gonna do the work we need to do on trying to bridge that gap. So we'll certainly physically and mentally rejuvenate, but we'll get a fair bit of work in over the next 2 weeks.
Jacobs and Wright, what would your plan be for them over the next 2 weeks?
They'll do some hard training based on how they pull up session to session. I think they're going to push their case really hard. They would have both loved to have had the opportunity to get out there tonight, but they weren't quite good enough to do that. But Luke McDonald and Sean Higgins got through really well, so they'll certainly be better for that run. And the other one probably, well, there's another couple, but the other one I'm sure you're interested in is Jared Waite. He's been training really well. We felt it was in his best interest to keep training and not put him out there tonight, but we certainly think he's progressing well enough to be a really good chance to play in 2 weeks.
Thanks, Phil.
Cheers.